recently, nope, wrong word. On the last episode, I said I was struggling with focus.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few things that have changed. You see, I've got a bit of a different environment.
Nice.
I think you shared the same sentiment. It was a little while ago, so apologise for the delay in episodes. But how's your focus been lately?
Uh, right. Well, what I would say is since the last episode, shite. In the last like week or two, much better. Um.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, I don't mind touching upon sort of since the last episode because I think it's been what a month and a half, maybe 2 months, which is
Maybe.
a little bit off track where we said we would do these like once a month, but life. Um, but yeah, exactly that. To be honest, just life. Work's been very busy. It's been in fact, beyond busy is what I'd say, to the point that I'd consider it somewhat detrimental. Just from the point of view that it was getting me down. I wasn't getting anything that I wanted to get done. And don't get me wrong, there's definitely still an excuse factor there because as tired as you are, I kind of feel like if you really want something, you should kind of be able to say, it doesn't matter how tired I am, I can find an extra hour to do
Yeah.
X, Y. Reality is, though, you've ended up working like a 12-hour shift multiple days in a row. You've not done your morning workouts that you said you were going to do. You've skipped other parts of your routine. You're feeling shite. You've had 2 takeaways for dinner. You know, it all adds up. It all starts to make you feel shit. And then when you feel shit, it snowballs. Do you know what I mean? And you start to think, oh, fuck, I can't be arsed doing that. And then for me personally, because I've enjoyed kind of this little journey, not just that we're on here, but just trying to sort of get my mind right, find more focus, start doing the stuff I've been talking about. I then start like beating myself up a lot because
Yeah.
I haven't been doing that shit that I said I would do, and then stressing about that stuff, which just adds on to all the other stuff. So yeah, I guess the month after the last episode was like pretty rough. I think
Yep.
I even had a little huff one day as well. And I was like, do you know what? I said I was gonna do this shit, and I'm still not doing it. I'm still not pulling my finger out. I haven't recorded the 8% Club. I'm gonna call Grant. I'm gonna tell him it's done. Like I just can't be arsed.
Shit.
But then the next day I woke up and I felt a bit better, and obviously I didn't
Fair.
send you any message, so so all good. But yeah, the last couple of weeks much better. I think finding my way a little bit. So I'll
Good.
pass it back to you to kind of spill the beans
Yeah.
on your time so far.
No, I'm glad it sorted itself out. I think that's like that's the reality of it, right? Like
Mm,
I'll make all the plans in the world that you want, but there's other external factors. I think we mentioned this maybe in the first episode.
yeah.
I think I said like things that are important to me were like family, work, because it pays all the bills, and then this comes sort of after that.
Mhm.
And when work gets busy, or family stuff comes up, sometimes it just knocks the wind out your sail, I guess.
Mhm.
Not cool that it harms your like mental health,
Yeah, man.
um, but it is the reality of it. It is what it's actually like. I had watched a video or a clip or something, and it said about like I think it was talking about like how bad you want to be like the top 1%.
Mm.
Do you really want to be in the top 1%? It was kind of like that just triggered it when you said that there around past excuses. You could find an hour if you wanted to. I've been there as well. Maybe I don't want to be in the top 1%.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to be like Steve Jobs or um, like whoever else is like these incredible geniuses that you kind of put at that top tier.
Yeah.
But you still want to chase your own stuff. It's not to that extreme.
Mhm.
Same with like athletes and stuff, right? Like they're out training every single day in the rain, in the wind, um, looking at numbers, creating plans, and just sort of sticking to it for like decades
Mhm.
to stay at the top of their game. Um, if you get a lot of joy out of that progress, then fair play. But if you don't, it's also fine.
Totally.
Not everyone can be in the top 1%.
Yeah.
Everyone
Totally.
can be in the top 8% though.
It's a wrap. That was too good.
Or
True
not the
though.
top 8%. Everyone can be in the 8% club because it is just about doing what you want to do and what's important to you, and that could be getting that dream job. That could be learning that new skill. It could be that health goal, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So like that. Yeah, the reason I asked was I mentioned it. I also struggle with focus.
Mhm.
I think I was struggling with focus in general though. I was I was doing a lot of things sporadically,
Mhm.
uh, and I wasn't giving like my full 100% attention to anything specific. And I think that's like in all aspects, though I wasn't giving 100%. So a few things I did. I said to you, there's three ways I can like cut it up and look at it, and one is like physically, like is there a reason why I'm not focusing? Is there something
Mhm.
going on? Like mentally, is there stuff in my head that's not clear or that I need to work through? And there's like the environment as well. Like what's the stuff around you? What's easy to reach?
Yep.
Um, like yeah, what is that saying? It's like when you're on a diet, it's like what you see is what you eat. So if
Mm.
you stick chocolate at the front of the fridge versus fruit, you're more likely to grab that. I think it's the same with anything. Like your environment can impact you a lot. So there's nothing wrong with me physically. Mentally, I think it's fine. I think I just maybe fallen into a rut,
Mhm.
and maybe taking on too much. So I started to well, I bought a notebook, and I sort of
Nice.
started to write out what are the projects, what things are important, what do I need to do to them. So a bit of a clear plan. And then the other thing that I seem to do every 6 months or every year
Yep.
is change the environment. So that's this new background, this new setup.
Mhm.
I bought a new desk. I bought some little can't show the other side of this.
Oh yeah.
These little cards and this little like holder that this sits in, and I can plan out my days, or like I can plan out the top 2 or 3 tasks that I want to do in a day, which is quite cool.
That's cool.
Um, and I generally sort of reorganized the environment, made it all nice and tidy, and sort of made it easy to like come in, start working. So like I make a point of finishing work and saying, okay, like what stuff do I want to move to tomorrow? What's the most important thing? What do I need to get done this week? So that when I come in tomorrow morning, I press one button and everything turns on around me. Like the desk is risen. There's one button underneath. I press it, everything turns on, and I can just start. I can jump back into where I was,
Nice.
which makes getting things done a lot easier. It also makes it like you want. I don't know about you, but I want to like when there's like nice stationery or
Yeah.
nice desk setup. It's honestly like a fresh cup of tea or probably a can of Monster or something. Like I want to sit down and work and I want to sit and enjoy this little space.
Yep.
So that's something that I did from the last episode, which I think helped with focus
Nice.
quite a lot.
I was gonna say, how did you get on with that stuff? Because I know you kind of shared with me the, cannot remember for the life of me how to pronounce it, the little time block notepad and the timer and stuff.
Yep.
And that is something that I was gonna make a point of asking, was how you found it, and do you think it makes a difference? Because you sent me it and I went, oh fuck, that's cool, I'm gonna buy that. I never bought it, but I thought
That's
about
fair.
it. I thought, do you know what? I'll wait. I can be quite an impulsive buyer at times, so I
Same,
thought I'll wait and I'll hear what Grant's got to say.
same. Yes, I am impulsive, so I did buy it. It's from minimalDeskSetups.com, and I believe it's an Australian kid
Oh,
guy company.
yep.
I think it's just one person. And yeah, they sell a bunch of stuff. So they do like desk pads and they do these cards. I'll grab a pack. You get like a pack of these cards, and you get a little wooden thing to hold it in, and you get a Pomodoro timer as well, so you can
That's it. Yeah.
time your sessions. And apparently, I did 101 minutes with a 4 minute, 4:20 almost break. On the last one, I think so. Like this combination of things has been working for me.
Mhm.
But I'll show you these cards. These are cool. So you get this card. It's like dotted on one side and like a time grid on the right, and then you write like task one, what it is, big letters, and then you can block and you can sort of draw where task one is on this little calendar grid. And then you can do it either before or after, and you can sort of see, okay, like where did I spend my time today?
Mm.
Why did I maybe spend less time or more time on that thing than I thought? And you can sort of adjust. I haven't used them every day just because projects sometimes go a little bit longer, or maybe I've not been granular enough with what I've written down. So yeah, I think maybe go for 2 or 3 a week.
Right.
Just with what do I want to do? Which is fine when it's fine when I don't need all the time blocking stuff, because you can just like, this is what I need to work on. It's for the whole day. I don't need to sit and color out
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
4 hours here, add a break, add a call, a chat, an interview, whatever it is. So yeah, I really like it. But yeah, minimal desk setups, it's been helping me, but I'm a big nerd for this stuff. And maybe because I spent money on it, like I want to get value back
Yeah.
out of the thing, which I think is maybe the case sometimes.
Mm. That's cool. That's cool. All
You
right.
know,
Shall
if there's
we?
something next month, I'll let you know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be something different.
Yeah. We'll add that to each episode, the monthly review of the Impulse
Yeah.
Buy.
What have you bought this month? Nice.
That would be an easy show.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about what we said we would do then and how we got on with that stuff?
Yep.
And then we can talk about some other shit.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Do you want to go first? Shall I go first?
I will happily go first.
All right.
Do you do the whole updates? What I did last month, what I did this month?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Talk about what we said we'd do and then what's next.
Cool. So there was two things I said I would do. So we cut it down, which I think was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Because I made progress on both of these. So the first one was to redesign the 8% Club site.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to 8%.club, you should see at the same time as this video a new site, and you'll know it's new if it's purple and not red.
I'll put a
so
preview
that
on the screen.
Yeah, we'll put a preview up now. That at the time of recording is in a good place. It's partially built. I mean, you need to go through some content together.
Yep.
I think there's a little bit of refinement. I don't code day to day anymore. I used to, like 6 years ago. But over the past 5 years, I haven't coded day to day. So taking stuff from Figma and designs to then live in production, there's a bit of a say a skill gap where it's just not the quality that it was when I designed it, when I've actually then built it. So there's some stuff I need to go and refine and fix there. I think when I'm building, it also limits how creative I am when I design stuff, because I know I've then got to code it up, and if I don't know how, I'm going to make it a little bit simpler for myself.
Yeah.
So that I think made good progress.
There's
a few days. I think I sent you some like videos and snaps along the way. There's a few days of maybe half an hour or an hour here and there, where it just got smashed out. We had a clear plan. It was easy to get on with. It was right off the back of our call, so I felt like I was energized. I was ready to do it.
Yeah. Nice.
The other thing we said we'd do, or I said I would do, sorry, was have a clear outline of Dictation, which is this like app idea that I want to build out. I have an outline of the app, and I also know like what I want to do with it now, especially after coding the website.
Okay.
So I've got it sort of written down of the type of things that you could, I guess, dictate into the app, what the app does with it, and like how it would collect or sort or process that information, and then what you would get out of it. I don't know if you've heard of this like second brain concept from Ali Abdaal, or there's a bunch of like Mark Manson also said about having like a second brain. He uses it like a notebook. But it's just like the ability to like quickly jot down these ideas, but then you have to go back and process them sort of later on. And that's sort of how I'm thinking about this sort of dictation app. Like it will help sort those ideas or make them like indexable.
Yeah.
You don't have to do something to process it. Sorry, you have to do something to process that information, or choose what you want to do with it. So I've got a clear picture in my head of what I want to do there.
Nice.
What else did I do for dictation? Oh, I also know like what I want to do with the feature itself. So after trying to code the 8% Club site, and after trying to code like the start of this dictation app, I was like, I wonder if I can like, I don't know, can I take like a voice input and convert it to text and then connect it to some kind of like language model or AI model? I learned that it was really hard, and no, I couldn't. And I was like, do I want to spend my time now learning to code for this thing, or learn to code more in general with apps, or would my time be better spent like designing this and making it the best I can be, but then trying to get someone on board who's also excited about the idea, who'd want to build it. And I think that's the path I'm going to go down. So I want to build something out and put it into the world and just see, is anyone interested in working on this with me, and maybe creating a little prototype, maybe creating like a little a small working version that we can put out in the world and see if people like or don't like. So I think that's the sort of path I'm going to go with that project.
Cool.
And then the reason I said I think going smaller was good, even though there was a bit of it's been a while since our episode. And there was definitely times where I went on holiday and did nothing, or a few weeks before that just did nothing because I forgot we were doing this thing. We'd have a check-in, so I definitely lost momentum. But I did play around with like TikToks and shorts and creating little videos.
You did.
I didn't know what I was doing with it. I don't know why I was doing it with it. Like what my purpose or my goal was. It was just fun to make some little things and just see if people liked it. I had fun editing little videos. There's some stuff around the minimal desk setup on our TikTok or Instagram if you have a look. So you can see me like planning a day, or using some of this stuff for minimal desk setup. Pretty sick. you can see me tidying up my office, which is cool. Or there's some little motivational clips and quotes and stuff in there.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like doing more. It was easier to like. It was sorry about committing to less. It was easier to do more or go above and beyond and just figure out what stuff was fun at the time.
Yeah.
Which is sort of what I did over between the last episodes.
Nice, man. Oh, the dictation stuff's quite exciting. Like, I was kind of curious to see where you went with it. You know what I mean? Because I guess when you think about dictation, I guess that is just speaking, isn't it? Like to record. Um, the possibilities kind of seem potentially endless there, but
Yeah.
I guess just how you apply them's important. But I don't think it's a bad shout either. Just choosing to use somebody that maybe knows or has the experience to do part of it rather than you, because I don't know if you're maybe guilty of the same thing here, but sometimes I kind of get the kind of end picture, and we'll maybe
Mm.
talk about this later as well, but it's kind of like the end vision of something, and then I just go, oh, that'd be so cool to do that, and then I'm like, I'm gonna dive in, not thinking about the 110,000 steps it's gonna take to actually
Yeah.
get there, and then realizing, oh fuck, this is actually quite big. Oh, I forgot about this. I'm gonna need to do this. I need to learn that. Blah 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 blah. And then I think sometimes that's when you can give up on ideas. It's like you said, it's like kind of taking a step back, right, and doing it
Yep.
in smaller chunks. So yeah, I think sometimes it's important to know your limits, I guess.
Yeah. It's also like what are you going to get joy out of? Like,
Yeah.
there's a part of me that love to create apps.
Mhm.
Like I think it's like such a like being able to build stuff. Like you've got this idea, or you can see designs, but then being able to take that and get it in people's hands, is such a valuable skill. That it is something I would love to learn, and it's something I've always said I'd love to learn. I can do bits and bobs of it, just not to the extreme.
Yeah.
Um, I think like, do I want to learn the ins and outs of that, and get good enough that I can create something that like I'm proud of and I want to put my name to, or is there people who are already really good at that, who maybe just don't have an idea and I
Mm.
can pair with, and maybe I can learn bits from, but I don't have to learn the whole thing. It's not all on me then, but it also helps me focus on like the actual design and concept of the app versus um, the technical side of how you actually make these things happen. But yeah, the app stuff. I know it's exciting. I don't know what I want to. I don't know where I want to go with it, or if it's something that I want to like push until it's built, or if it's something I just want to put out and kind of let go and see what happens.
Mm.
I think I'm kind of leaning that way. But I love this idea of being like, oh, I read this book, I read this quote in this Mark Manson book, whatever the quote is, and I can come back later and it can be like, oh, you mentioned this,
Mhm.
whatever that quote was. Here are like things that are connected to it. Did you know this is where this originated from? Or this quote actually came from this other book. Or if you're interested in this topic, here are like people you can go and follow and learn more about.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of like what it can then. I guess like it saves you a bunch of that like that legwork. Um, it sounds like a cool idea, but I don't know how possible all that is.
Yeah. There's only one way to find out, right?
Yeah, just try it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
And the TikToks as well. They're pretty good. Like
yeah, it was fun, right?
I
Like,
haven't really jumped in on the fun. I want to though. Uh, again, we'll get to that in a bit maybe, but that's cool. They're just something to do, right? Like, and just as you say, see how it goes, experiment. And some of them have like an okay amount of views. I think. I mean, nowadays you hear
yeah,
people, they do a dance and they get 50 million views or whatever. So compared to them, maybe not, but equally, you did that, right? You put those videos out there and people watched it, so
exactly.
can't be
Let me
mad
have a
about
look.
that.
I'm just gonna check what our top video got 1,864 views,
There you go.
which was actually just a video of my little flip clock.
Oh yeah,
Maybe we could put the video on screen now. It just flicks over to like 4:59 to 5. It's like time to work on your ideas. And it was just a silly
nice.
little thing where I was like, oh, it's 4:59. I'm gonna video that flip. And then in my bed, rather than just scrolling through TikTok or chilling, I was like, I'm gonna make a little clip, a little video. And yeah, it got some good views. It
Nice.
was quite cool. A little bit of serotonin hit, which is nice. But it's just fun. I just thought, yeah, if I'm sitting here, I'm gonna be on TikTok anyway. Might as well make something
Mm,
rather than just watching and consuming.
that's it, man.
But yeah, it was quite fun. But there's also like there was no pressure, there's no expectation to make that stuff. It was just yeah, something I wanted to do and decided to decide to make stuff.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Nice.
Yep.
All right.
What about you, man?
All right. So, yeah, I guess we've discussed the sort of time I've had leading up to the ideas, but I guess the main thing that I mentioned the first two episodes was this Notion template. And I feel like initial expectations were probably like up here, and then the longer it's taken me to actually get it finished, it's kind of like coming down here. But I guess that the main thing that I said I would do, I think, was just to get it to a point I could put it out there, get a bit of feedback on it.
Yep.
So it's not a big feedback pool, but it is out there in the wild. So I guess I can just say that I did that. So
Nice.
in
Smashed
my
it.
eyes, it's kind of done. I think a few little bits to adjust, and I've already, since sharing it, thought of a few things to tweak and stuff like
Sweet.
that. But yeah, I guess one of my biggest problems, if I just reflect on it as well, is that I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and so I want everything to be in it to the point that I then lose track of like why was I actually doing this?
Yeah.
Because initially it was kind of, oh, this is just for me, I'm going to use it to do this. Oh, but it would be cool to add this, and it would be cool. Other people might like that. So if I send it, and then I was like, oh, but other people might like this, other people might join it. And I started getting lost in a bit and like what other people might want from it or need from it. And some of the stuff within a Notion template, and I might have mentioned this before, but without using like plugins that wouldn't carry over to other people,
Yep.
it's actually quite hard to build some stuff out within the limitations of the app. So yeah, that was pretty tricky, but I got there.
Nice.
So I'm not too mad.
It's in my hands. I have
It's in your hands.
copy.
You have a copy, yeah.
That's it.
You can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
I liked it, man. I thought it was cool. I like yeah, I don't know how much you want to talk about like what it is if you want to share it.
Yeah.
Um
I mean, it's not ready, let's say, for public release, although it's
That's
not far off. But by all means, like you can share whatever. I'm not precious about it. If there's anything that stands out.
So the parts I like, there's a few cool things. I'm gonna pick 3 that I like.
Okay.
3
you like and 10 you don't. No, okay.
You want some I don't like?
I don't mind.
So the one I like because I didn't expect it was like the embedded music.
Oh yeah.
So it was like as you're sitting like working through this, here are some like lo-fi. You put lo-fi beats, but you can put whatever you want in there. So I often listen to like I don't know what it's called, but it's like animated sort of chill hop videos on YouTube where it just plays, or like reading focus move or like rain on a cabin, whatever it is. But there's like some kind of like chill hop beat to it.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect that, so I quite like that part.
Cool.
But that felt like a cop out thing I liked. That was just like a really like it was like a like above and beyond.
Yeah.
I think the idea matrix that you put in there is really cool, so that you can start to like compare and sort of evaluate different ideas. I guess to try and figure out like what thing you want to work on or what thing's the right thing to work on first.
Yeah.
Or what those steps are that you need to take, and there's like some bits to help that. So you've got like stuff to sort of help you generate ideas or templates to try and like build out these ideas in your head, which is maybe something that before maybe I don't know, I think I've struggled with, where like I've got this great idea, I want to do this, but it's like, well, have I really thought all this through? When it's like not like a work thing, where you go through this sort of process and you're diligent, like with personal stuff. I'm like, let's just cool would this be? And you kind of forget, like you get caught up in the excitement maybe. And I think this idea template helps you build that out and think it through a little bit more. And then the third thing I like is there's some like personal stuff in there. So you have like the ability to add your weekly routine or just before this, and like I guess this is like a note at the top of your thing, which is like you can adapt this to be whatever you want. We're talking about like a habit tracker or something like that. So something where you've got like the things that you're trying to make the best version of you, I guess. Like this is what this template is. There's somewhere you've got like, here's things I want to work on, things I think will be quite fun. But you also like, here's yourself, and here's where you know if you are having fun, if you are working towards it, and are you trying to? I guess are you trying to be the best you, not just build the best ideas. So that's 3 things I like. One thing I didn't like,
Go on.
if you want harsh feedback,
Nah, go for it.
was the resource list,
Okay.
because I clicked on it and I was like, there's nothing here for me. Like I didn't know what stuff to like look, what would I be looking at, or when would I use this stuff
Okay.
that I wouldn't have got from Googling.
Fair.
But maybe that's just me, and I knew
No,
those things you mentioned.
that's
So
cool.
that's one thing I didn't like.
We'll maybe talk about that because it'd be good to get more of your thoughts on
We'll
that.
do a
Because,
we'll do it
you know,
properly.
it's very easy when you do something to be like, this is what, like, it's in my head, this is why I'm doing it. And like I
Yeah,
said, in my head, it started kind of drifting like, oh, this would be cool for our people and blah, blah. And it's kind of from a place of, not to digress too much, but like trying to save people the time, because the
yeah,
reason for this template is because I would never fucking find time to do this shit. So if someone
yeah,
else is in that boat, they might use it and go, oh, I don't need to bother to do all that. But equally, there's no point of being there if it doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it'd be
yeah.
good to get thoughts on that. Sure.
But yeah, I guess but not everyone knows like what stuff's there, or where you can go and learn things, or
Sure.
what platforms or services are available to them. So like I guess that's like an individual need.
But
Um,
equally though, this is a Notion template, so you're gonna be of a, I dare say, well, if somebody watches this video and goes, "What's Notion?" Well, they might download it, but most people that use Notion kind of know how to use like tech and
yeah,
tools, right? So yeah, good point.
yep,
Welcome feedback.
nice.
Um,
Um,
no, that's cool.
Added bonus thing, I like the personal values.
Mm.
Uh, I love. I don't know. I don't know. And so I don't know in your role if you like interview a lot of people. Whenever I'm doing
Some,
interviews,
yeah.
I love asking what's really important to you. What stuff do you really care about? And
Mm-hmm.
you kind of figure out about a person it may be like the part they enjoy the most. It might be something like a specific part of the process, or just like a value they hold about themselves. But I find that stuff quite interesting to dive into.
Totally.
Um, I think that's just a nice one. If people don't have their own like personal values to define or write them down somewhere, because you probably do,
Yep.
they're just in your head, or they're your biases, I guess. But it's good to write them down. And
I think that's a good place to digress a bit, to be fair. Just, I guess, on the back of what we've spoken about so far.
yeah, man.
And again, taking a step back sometimes and just looking and not just seeing the big picture at the end and getting stressed out about it. Because the reason I decided to add that stuff in to template, it was never on the cards, to be honest.
Yep.
But, you know, again, having like a rough month and stuff like that, I've been listening to the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the audio book for that.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I just started thinking about that stuff, and it's kind of like, I don't know, like you touched upon it earlier. I think, you know, some people will just dedicate their entire life to like, you know, being a multi-billionaire type of people, and it's, I guess it's about thinking, is that what you want to be though? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because if I
Yes,
said,
yes, I do want to be a multi-billionaire.
no, no, but that's what I was gonna say is like, if I say to you right now, oh Grant, do you want £1 billion? You're gonna be like,
Yeah, man.
yeah, of course I do. But is that important to you? Like the time you die, like that's the thing you achieve, or
Nah.
is it X, Y, Z? Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like reflecting on, I guess, where you want to be. A morbid way
Yeah.
to look at it is like you're on your freaking, you, you know, you get hit by a bus tomorrow. Are you actually happy with where you are in life? Have you achieved everything you want to achieve? Yes,
Yep.
no, or think 40 years from now, you're on your deathbed, and then you're looking at the people around you. Are they happy with the person they're looking at? Well, and it's quite morbid to think about, but realistically,
No,
that's
it's a good.
what you need to keep in your mind to kind of figure out where you want to be in life. And
Yep.
then you kind of need to assess your values along with that, because if you don't stick to your values, you're never actually going to follow that path to make it there. And values can change, to be fair, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's just stuff that I was thinking about a lot and just trying to actually find my way. Because as I say, sometimes I'm like a bit of a perfectionist and get lost in the, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that, and then I'm like, yeah, but do I really want to do that, or did I just think it was cool because
Yeah.
I seen it and it looked cool, or I thought about it and it sounded cool? You know what I mean? So
100%. I go through like on like I guess like journaling specifically, like the questions you're asking are like journaling prompts, and I go
mm,
for like not a love hate relationship. I go on like ebbs and flows of oh, I really want to like journal and I want to sit and like write down these ideas, or I want to think through these specific questions. And there's other parts where like actually I don't feel like I need that just now, and I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But having things like values help. Like if you've written them down, then they're quite clear in your mind. You don't need to go back and visit them all the time.
Yeah.
But once you sort of write it down, and then you get it from like unclear in your head to codified,
Yep.
that stuff then becomes a bit more subconscious. So, yeah, I was doing something similar. I was yeah. I guess like I don't know like what I want to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And this stuff will help. Like this your system will help a bit with that.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I've mentioned to you that I'd done was like I sort of wrote down in a journal if I did nothing, like if I just kept going as the way I'm going, like same path, same trajectory, like in 5 years, where would I be? And is like would I be happy with that?
Yeah.
Or if I doubled down and sort of I don't know if I did X, Y, and Z, like where would I then be in 5 years? And then there was like a third column of, and if you didn't do any of that and you just did like money was no objective, no responsibility, what else would you do in 5 years? And it didn't answer like specific questions, but going
Mm-hmm.
through that process, like it definitely highlighted some things where I'm like, oh god, like I should spend more time there or less time there, or that brings me like joy and happiness. That part doesn't.
Yep.
That part causes stress in my life, or just like yeah, like do I want to go and play more Fortnite with the kids? Yeah, probably. Actually, I want to spend a little bit more time doing that because I'd regret it if I didn't.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I think, and I don't think so. Journaling for me is not something I want to do all the time. It's not something that like I feel like I need. If I do need it, I'm probably lost.
Yeah.
Like it's probably like something else I play that's causing that. If I don't need it, I'm probably in a good place.
Yep.
But I like having that there as like a yeah, it's something you can refer back to.
Tap into. Yeah. Totally.
Yep.
No, I'm the same. But yeah, it's all like quite interesting stuff because I think it's most people will have an idea, and again I'm guilty of it, but I always say like if I think right now, like money wise, and this has nothing to do with my values or like where I want to be in life, but just generally speaking, I'm like if I could create an app right now and cash out for like 20 mil, I reckon I could be pretty set for life on that. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, man.
look after my family, do the things I want to do in life thing. So that's kind of like a cool thing to just say like, yeah, well, if I could make an app, sell it, that's something cool. But again, is that what I want to spend my life trying to achieve? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
would you be happy chasing like the next 60 years of
yeah,
12-hour
just
days
to do that
to
exactly.
get 20 mil at the end?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely think it's important to sort of take a step back, reflect, and
Yep.
even figure out who you are as a person, which is something I've been trying to do a lot the last couple of weeks as well. It's just I don't know. Sometimes I'm like I certain situations in life, like I'll get stressed about these small things, and like why do I care? Like that's not
Yeah.
like the real me. If you, do you know what I mean? It's just I'm just stressed and I'm just acting on emotion. Like what's the point? Yeah, stuff like that. So, that's a long
Well,
way to say that's why that stuff ended up in the template, I think. But yeah, I could see a benefit for it, so I was just like, do you know what? Okay, why not?
nice.
It's like a personal thing.
I like it.
So what else did I say I would do? Skating oldies.
Go on.
There's not gonna
You
be.
said you're gonna make a video. First
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, well, I guess technically I did,
I've
but
seen the video.
I didn't. So yeah, I think. Yeah, it's just the way that time has been. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those things I never managed to pick up. So I did go back out on my skateboard. Like almost 34 years of age now.
Nice.
Went skating at the weekend there. Took a few daft videos and stuff. So whether or not they'll make it into anything, I don't know. But the kind of overall plan that I had for skating oldies didn't quite achieve that. And to be honest, I don't think I will.
That's fair.
Again, it's just one of those like weighing up what I want to be doing in life and how much time I want to spend on certain things. So
Yep.
I think if you could give me a cash injection right now and went, yeah, go start like a cool business idea, maybe I could float something with it there, but the time and effort it's going to take, plus physically going out and skating, which is quite a rough sport, especially at this sort of age. And there's some irony in there because the wider plans of skating oldies did involve protective clothing and stuff, but
Yep.
That's a long way away. So whether or not I'll pick it back up, I don't know. But for now, I think I'll just keep a grasp of my love for skateboarding, and I'll still watch like the Street League and the X Games and stuff. But I'm probably gonna let this one slide whilst I invest time in more pressing matters and more interesting stuff. Um,
Yeah.
I guess
That
it's
seems healthy.
yeah, but I mean, I've been doing like morning workouts and stuff as well, and so I'm like, that's me picking up an element of fitness, which is important to me. So I don't need skating all days to kind of achieve that. So yeah, that one's dead for now. We're gonna say.
Sweet. I think that's legit. Just because you had an idea and you said like I'm going to do this, doesn't mean you can't change your mind and go, wait a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do I? Yeah, is this what? Is this? Also, just like, I don't know about you, but whenever I have like a hobby, struggle to not go like, imagine if this could be my job. So like cycling over the summer, the sun has been lovely here. Rather than just cycling inside, which I quite enjoy, just cycling and like watching. If I'm going to watch TV or something, I can just cycle while I'm doing it. Quite
Yep.
enjoy that, or using Zwift or something and like racing online. I've been out cycling outside. Like man, I could just like travel the world and just YouTube this, and I'd be so sick. And then like realistically, I'm like, why am I starting? Like that's not the part I don't enjoy going and making the video and editing it. The part I enjoy
Yeah.
is like slowly riding around very posh London neighborhoods, going, wow, wonder what their job is as a sick house. And then just having fun, going fast down hills. Like I just,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the part that I actually enjoy. But I have a tendency to try and turn a hobby into like a job or a career.
Yeah.
I guess because that's how I landed in my career, right? Like I like doing design stuff to start with, and I was like, man, I'm gonna get paid to do this,
Yeah.
and I did, or I am.
True.
But
Yeah.
I need to remind myself not to do it with everything
Everything.
else. Or maybe there is a time or something, a place where I do it, but not everything has to turn into that. And I think that's it's a healthy relationship to go where, yeah, you just sort of maybe reevaluate and go, do I want to just go and skate, or do I want to like be setting up cameras and trying to film this and then trying to post and then having to do all these other bits that isn't like the part you really enjoyed, or it wasn't the reason why you wanted to start it in the first place.
Yeah.
Um,
No, totally.
you never know. Maybe you will sell that app and that'll give you the 20 mil to go and create like clothing to make it safe for you, and you can pay someone to just film it all and do all the other bits.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Maybe. But yeah, you just gotta go with the flow with some of these things. But yeah, setting expectations is definitely a valuable thing that I've learned in the last few weeks.
That's fair.
With ideas. Because I think as well, like that's just something that to me was like, that'd be so cool if I did blah 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 blah. But equally, I'm just like, I don't know. It would also be cool, kind of like you did with the TikTok videos. Do you know what I mean? So like, I think every now and again, I just like to have like a bit of a creative outlet.
Yep.
In fact, we'll use this as a segue onto, I guess, what I want to do for the next month. Did you
So
cover
yeah,
what
that's
you
what
were
I was
going to
going to
do
ask you.
actually? What you plan to do
Let's
for the
keep
next
going with
one?
you.
Oh,
Keep going with
okay,
you.
cool. So yeah, like I've been thinking more and more about that, and reading 101 different books. There seems to be this big thing where like using the creative part of your brain is actually not just beneficial for any potential tangible outputs, but it's just like good for your brain and your well-being and stuff like that anyway. um so yeah, I think I definitely want to pick up just a few more random creative things. Like I know earlier episodes we sort of did like I did the little mini canvas and you did the picture
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's just something that really you can kind of hammer out in a day or two. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind
Yep.
of like a creative release, boom, done. Without then like you're saying like, oh, this could be a business idea or something that's gonna make me millions. Do you know what I mean? So I definitely want to do more of that in the coming months. So that may be the form of me kind of following suit and doing a few TikTok videos or something like that. But um, I'm gonna challenge myself 3 creative things
Okay.
before the next recording, right? So I've no idea what they're gonna be, but I will come back and say I did this, I did that, I did that. Hopefully,
I
but we'll
love
see.
that.
But yeah,
Are you gonna set aside some time each week? Like what's your plan for making sure you do like at least 3 things, or give yourself like the space to possibly do 3 things?
Yeah. So I have partially started this, but I've kind of discussed with the other half like a weekday now. Like every week, one weekday, I'm gonna pick a day and basically time block that out in the evening. So we've got a dog that needs walked. We usually walk the dog together and stuff. Um, but on that day, I'm just gonna block out the time, come into my little office here, and just work on whatever. So it's either gonna be that creative thing or something else. Uh,
Yep.
that plus I also want to do that at the weekends more often as well. Like not every weekend, obviously. Like you, family time is important to me as well. All that sort of stuff.
Yep.
So finding time for that, but just time blocking a bit more is something I think again we've spoke about, but not really put into practice yet. And I think it will be beneficial. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do that.
Nice. I like that, man. Uh, I was watching something and they were talking about how, um, like in the olden days, I'm talking like before olden days, that people would have like a lot of downtime to just like to not use their brain or to like not process things
Mm-hmm.
or to sorry to process things by not using their brain. And I think they used the example of like sowing seeds in a field, like you in there, you would plant seeds, or I can't remember what the other examples were of what people used to do, where it was like a repetitive task,
Mm-hmm.
like something that's like you don't have to think about the task, but it gives your brain space to process emotions and
Yep.
feelings and thoughts and all these other things that now you're on TikTok or you look at TV or you're working in a million calls or you're reading a book, whatever you're doing, but you're doing all these things that like, your brain's constantly working or
Mm-hmm.
constantly like getting bombarded with things, which doesn't give you enough time to like sit and process all these thoughts properly and like form your own opinions. And instead, you just see like I don't know the what's it called all the attacks in the UK.
Oh yeah.
That was just people seeing something and going, "Oh fucking hell, that's right. Oh, I don't have a job. They are taking about like, no, you've not thought this through. You've not used any brain cells there. You've just seen something and gone, I'm on that.
I'm
That's
doing
my
that.
fault."
Yeah.
Which I think is why like journaling and stuff has become so popular. Is because it's like it's a way to force yourself to sit and process like actively.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think there's something to like passively processing this information as well, and I think that's where like a creative outlet, uh, like or like an easy creative outlet,
Mm-hmm.
is probably a good thing. So like on my dog walk, if I don't listen to something, like if I'm just walking the dog, it's probably a good place. My brain is just like thinking through things and not having to actually do a lot of work. Or when I'm cycling,
Yeah.
I don't have headphones in when I'm cycling or whatever. Like I'm just there's like time for your brain to process this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think the example mentioned like painting and coloring and stuff like that,
Yeah.
where you can just kind of just like you're just having fun seeing what works. You might not be using a lot of brain power if you're not like a professional painter or something. Like you're just
Yeah.
having fun with it. It's just something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think yeah, like having like a creative outlet or having some kind of outlet like that is probably quite an important thing. So something I also want to do a little bit more of because I also try and fill in space with something YouTube or I'll put on a podcast
Yeah.
or Audible audiobooks. I walk the dog. We do a 10k on a Saturday and a Sunday, and I put on a fucking audiobook and I'm listening to like a non-fiction story, and I'm like, I've got all these thoughts that run over my head, but there's never a time where it switches off. So
Yeah.
I love that, man. I'm a big fan. I can't wait to see what these three things are going to be.
Yeah, same. Same. uh, yeah.
Oh.
So there's that. So I mean, I feel like that's a relatively easy one to achieve. Um, the
Well,
more you, the
there's
more
two
you
parts there,
achieve.
right?
But yeah, go on.
So when you said there's like the creativity thing, the other thing was like time blocking stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we should check back in and see like how did you find time blocking and I know you've like so in your Notion you've got like a weekly routine.
Uh,
I'd love to see if you like stick to the routine or if having like a loose Tuesday nights is the night that I'm free or that I'm like focused on just my own thing.
Yeah.
And that was actually just the like the habit I guess that you needed to do it. So yeah, I'm keen to like check in on that part specifically.
Yeah. I'll definitely keep you posted. And then the last thing that I want to do is just finish, however that may be, this bloody Notion template.
Nice.
So I don't think there's that many more tweaks to make. Some of it's just kind of visual stuff, a few bits and bobs, and then the main thing is just I don't even know if it's needed, but I don't know. It's in my head just to do a bit of like a a 101 on the template that I'm gonna just sort of put in it. So
Put at the
this is
top.
how
Yeah,
you
yeah.
use it, blah blah.
Nice.
And then upload it. And the reason for that is just because then I can kind of put it to bed. So no offense to
Sweet.
anybody else who may look at it or find it useful, but I mean I started this as something for me, right? So it's kind of um again getting dragged into the this could be like a little side hustle kind of
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, that's not why I wanted to do this. This was so that I could work on all of these ideas I have, which I haven't been doing. So the sooner I get this done, the sooner I can actually focus on that. So it's
Love
gonna be
that.
quite important for me. And I'm gonna make a point of doing it between now and the next video. So
Nice.
short and sweet, but that's my plans. Yours?
I love it. I love it. Nice. What are my plans? Great question. So we mentioned when this episode goes live, the site will be live.
Yep.
There's a few tweaks that I need to make to that to do it while you edit this and upload it. So if you just take your time, that'd be great.
That's one creative thing. I like it.
Oh yeah, shit. So that's one thing that's a bit of a cop out though, because it's
yeah. Sorry.
the other thing then was to I want to have some designs for dictation. I don't know if I don't know what that's going to be yet. I don't know if I want to play around with some branding stuff or if I want to play around with like the actual UI of how you capture like and then how it sort of spits out or how you then like navigate these like notes or these are they voice notes? I don't know what's an individual dictation called. I don't even know the term.
I don't know.
A dick. These individual dicks. These like
yeah,
these
you
dick
might
pics.
need to think about the name of.
Maybe I'll work that out. Yeah. No, I want to figure. So I don't know if I'm going to do like some branding stuff or if I'm going to do a bit of yeah, like how you like capture and navigate. Maybe it's a bit of both. I feel like capture and navigate part's the most important one to kind of figure out. But I'll see. Yeah, I'll see what takes my fancy.
Mm-hmm.
With that, I think that I want to do some form of like habit tracker.
Okay.
So I'd shared with you beforehand, Jack Joseph, who's like a funny little TikToker kid from I think near me. I think he's down this way. I don't think he's too far. I think he's in Surrey. And he makes these little TikToks and follow them for the past couple of years, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he put up a video today on YouTube, or as we were recording, he put up a video that just said he's like, let myself go. I became like lazier. I became less focused. And he's doing like a 90-day challenge to just form better habits. I don't know if he's read the 5 a.m. Club or if he's read Atomic Habits or if he has like the app that you use where you get all these books every day kind of thing, like a new one every day. Yeah, I don't know. It felt like a combination of like hits, like the best hits from those books as he shared his video. But there's a lot of stuff that sort of like hit home. So I think there's probably some like health habits that I need to improve on. And yeah, like work outside of work habits or like things I want to do, productivity habits that I want to do for the stuff that we're working on. So that'll be I think that'll be my two goals. So one will be the dictation and one will be the forming some sort of habits. And I have a big whiteboard in my office, which I think I'm going to draw on and sort of color in the blocks for each of the habits that I want to have.
Nice.
Between now and the next episode, I guess.
Okay, so is that your goal then? Sorry, before the next one is to identify what those habits are, or
I think I know
implement
what a
those
lot of them are.
habits. All right, okay.
It's to try and form those habits.
Right, right.
Form those healthier decisions as habits.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the goal. The other one is though, yeah, just to design this app. Let's get something out there. I wanna have something I can show you by next episode.
Okay.
And then you can go sick or shit. And we'll do a little bit of a rating.
We'll do it live. Well,
yeah,
on the record.
Yeah.
Just since you decided to give me negative feedback, this.
It was negative. It was constructive.
Nah, it was. All right, Bob the Builder. No, cool. Yeah, do you know what? It's been good to catch up, man. I know it's been a bit longer than planned this episode, so we'll try and get that on track. But
I will say, without this catch up, everything fell off. Like the wheels definitely came off after a few weeks.
100%.
So that this call in itself is probably like the most useful thing that we've done for
Yeah,
for
but
like
I mean,
for this journey.
I suppose that in itself is a good thing, though, right? So that's the
Yep.
reason we decided to do this for ourselves, and then put it online. So, come on,
100%.
at least we're getting value from one consistent, semi-consistent thing
Yeah.
we're doing. So yeah, let's keep it
And
up.
we've got half a year left to see where we end up at the end of the year, which is pretty cool. It's a nice round
Terrifying,
number.
but cool at the same time, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Joe said something to me yesterday. We were chatting about, man, like this time next year or this time at the end of the year in 6 months' time, like this can happen. She's like, that time's going to pass anyway, innit? Like I might as well do this
Mm-hmm.
because like, I either do it or I don't, and it'll still be the end of the year at the end of it. So, I think that's maybe, I don't know. It was like a nice. She said it a better way than I just said it. It was a nice little like thought or quote. Time's going to pass. Might as well put it to good use.
Yeah, totally. Makes sense. Right.
Sweet.
So, I guess just a little listener, viewer shout out. If you have been watching this, obviously reach out, drop some comments, like, subscribe, give us feedback, tell us what you're working on. You can find us
Yep.
on social media at 8% Club, or you can view Grant's lovely new website
Yep.
at 8%.club. I'm sure by now we're big and successful enough. If you just Google 8% Club, you'll find us. But if you don't, like, please just go to like Instagram at 8% Club, and you'll find us. But yeah, we'd love to hear from anybody that is listening and get more people involved, because I think there's a lot of people in the same boats as us, and we're trying to do this in a cool, open, honest way. So give us
Yep.
a shout.
Yeah, we're second on Google. Damn it.
I just
We'll
tried.
work on that.
I just totally tried to do this as well, you know, like that. But it kind of came out like this, like jazz hands, like so. Like and
I didn't see it.
subscribe.
I was looking at Google results. All right. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.